Okay, so I just did a video and I had a Windows update, and for some reason they decided to um, dislike my microphone, and they unhooked it. So I did a nice long video and there was no sound. So I'm just going to summarize what I did in that video. This will be a little bit shorter. I ripped, literally, all my cooling system out, and I'll let this run one time. It's middle of the day. This is a new system. I got to thank Cows Are Evil. I kind of used his video as a way of doing this. Basically, I have an outside vent out there cooling in air only when it's below 152 degrees. That's all programmed right in here, which I did on the video. So I guess I can show you that. It's a simple thing. That's so annoying. I hate Windows. But it's a real simple program. Basically, my temperature sensor, when it gets to 423 or less than, it turns my collective vent on, and above it, it turns it off. Very simple program. Not that big of a deal. Pick that up. Put that away. Basically, this pressurizes up to about 8 megapascals off the active vent when it's running, because there's two one-way valves which restrict flow in here. So this gets to 8 megapascals, and what happens at 152, it makes quite a bit of liquid. So in 2 nights that I had on the video, this started out at 320 degrees Celsius. And the last night of the video, it started at 162 and it cooled it down to 41.4. So this is an incredibly efficient system. All this is an evaporator. Don't need a condenser. This is open loop out here. Just pulls the outside Vulcan air. Now you don't have to worry about the volatiles or the CO2, because they don't liquefy at the temperatures pollutant does. Pollutants liquefy a lot sooner. Volatiles, I think it's, well, we can check. I did this in the video also. The pollutants at 152 will turn to liquid. You have to have 187 or 183 Kelvin. Oops, let's do it this way. Makes more sense to me anyway. Minus 85. There's no way I'm going to cool the outside Vulcan air to minus 86 or whatever that is. So you don't have to worry about pulling in this other stuff. The only thing that liquefies is the pollutants. And that pulls into this pipe. This condensation valve pulls all the liquid out of that pipe and puts it in here. And this is pressurized just to keep these pipes from exploding, basically. They do moan and groan at me quite a bit during the last one. I have that at 45. So that just releases the gas back into this system to be vented out. And then I have this set to 25 centigrade, which is 3647 kPa. And man, does this work. I had last time at the middle of the night, I had about 15 liters of liquid in here. I was almost thinking it's working too efficiently. But then it got warmer and it slowly disappeared. But I'll show you what happens when I get to 152 outside. It's, like I said, it's all automated. The active vent turns on. And I'll show you how this works if you don't already know. And I did add an AC, and it's keeping the temperature perfect in here. It gets up to about 27 C like it is right now, and these run only part of the time at night now, and cools it down to 20, a little less than 25, and then they shut off and on repeatedly, almost driving you nuts, but it's Vulcan. You have to keep it cool. I did have some issues not thinking I'll cover that real quick. Maybe some of you saw it. This little pipe sticking here was a regular pipe. I had to make it insulated. I had a heat link there, or a heat leak, there we go, a heat leak there. I was also stupid and tried to pressurize this with a canister, and I left the canister in there, and of course the canister got up to 700 Celsius, and I'm wondering, why is it so hot in here? Dumb. Oh well. So the temperature is starting to come down, so we'll see how. I'm thinking this will be 25 degrees in no time. Literally 2 days, I had 3 megapascals in there. In 2 days, it cooled it down, or 2 nights I should say. It cooled it down to 120 C. This system works really well. And I'll show you in a minute here. We're getting there. Now this pressurizes a little slowly. It gets up to about 8 megapascals. Not real slow. It takes 15-20 seconds, I guess. But that won't turn on until it's 152 out. And then again, the condensation valve lets the water in. The purge valve lets the gas back out. I also set up real quick. I got tired of wondering how my power usage was. Oh, something just turned on. I wonder if it was that. Not yet. But anyway, I'll talk to you about that after this is done, because this is, for me, it's pretty fun to watch. I have to thank a couple people online who said there's a better way to do this if you use outside Vulcan air. I said, I wonder how I did that. And I watched a few videos, and again, as many times in the past, cows are evil. There we go. Should be turned on now. It is the best in my book. The guy's a genius at this game, and I give him credit when I do things that I don't want to say copied, because it doesn't look at all like his. But so once this gets about somewhere between 5.5 and 6 megapascals, it'll start to liquefy. The pollutants will. And the only thing that's making this increase is these 2 one-way valves, because they're very restrictive apparently. Pretty soon. There it goes. Okay, so now we're starting to liquefy. This takes the liquid into here. There we go. So any liquid that is in this pipe hits the valve, the condensation valve, I think it's called. Yes. And brings it into here. Now this thing just sucks all the liquid out. I'm already up to 6. It says it has a 200 liter capacity. I hope it does, because we're going to find out pretty quick. Now the temperature went up because this was warm, but it should come back. That might be an issue. I'll have to look into that. It's still going up. Why is it going up? Why is it going up? That should equalize and start going back down. That is a little concerning. I'm not sure why it's going up. Maybe somebody can tell me why it's doing that. Because it's bringing in the warm liquid. It should turn it around. That's what it is. The liquid's warm. So once the liquid evaporates again, it should start going down. So maybe I'll have to make sure, if I vent this, I vented at the right time. Now see, the video worked real well. Of course, now that I'm doing something different, it's not going to work. This usually gets up to around 8 before it stops. It's not as dangerous. This is the one that will start groaning at me pretty quickly here. There it goes. Now, I don't know what the max pressure of this pipe is, but it says it's dangerously high. But I do have this set for 45. I could go a little lower. See if that releases some of it. There, it stopped. Mostly. But this went up. I got 20, oh, I guess 20 liters is the max, because it's not going up anymore. There, it's starting to go down. So now that it's not bringing in any more warm gas, so that might be an issue. I wonder if I can increase the pressure or something to keep it from bringing in the warm 134 degree gas. Maybe I have to make another stage in this. Let's see, I'm still increasing the liquid in here. It always works different when the temperature that you're dealing with is different. I mean, I went down 120 Celsius last night, and here I am, I've gone up 20 Celsius. I'm still increasing in here. These purge valves need to be a little bit faster. I don't understand why, if I have set for 4,000, the pressure in here is so high. They need to be a little bit faster. I'm still gaining liquid, so once this temperature goes up, I'm going to have a lot of evaporation that still has to happen. It is going down. I'm curious now at the end of the day what the temperature is going to be. I may have to add another stage in here. Okay, I stopped gaining. Oh, yep, it did go down a little bit. Yep, temperature's above. So this is going to depressurize now. So any of the liquid I have in here is going to start evaporating and hopefully cooling this back down lower than it was before. I got 20 liters in there. I got 14 liters in the pipe that has to... Maybe I should turn this back up to 40. Is it going down? Yeah, I'll turn this back up to 45. I don't want to lose all my liquid. There we go. Okay, the temperature is really going down now, at least, because all this is evaporating. So there is a spike when you bring the warm air or warm liquid in here. So the answer might be to add another stage, keep that from happening. But it was at 45. I've used up all the liquid in there, so I have 15 left. Oh, it's going to cool it down. I'll just have to make sure I tell it to release at the right temperature. So that is a flaw, that because I didn't do 2 nights, or the third night, it does spike when it first comes on, but it's still going down. That's good. But if it spikes every time, what's the end temperature going to be? Now, if it's in the 30s, I can release it in here, but I was hoping that maybe I could just set, this into some pipes and use radiators to cool the air instead of running 3 6 ACs actually. But yeah, it's still almost, we're going to be fine. So this will probably stop at 25 if it gets that low. So it does work. It does spike when it first kicks on. But that's a satisfactory temperature, and since it's 14, 15 degrees cooler and still going down, maybe it won't go up to 60. $29. Yeah, see, it's gonna be fine. I'll just have to make sure that I set up logic to tell it, hey, if it's above a certain temperature, stop releasing air. I have this set for 25, so I might even be able to go a little lower. So ultimately, it did work. There is a spike in temperature that I'm going to have to deal with. But it did cool. It started out, like I said, as 3 megapascals. Of course, when you cool things, it shrinks. It's going to get to 25. That's what I have it set for. If not 25, pretty darn close. So now I'm curious what happens the next night, since it's actually 20 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. So the gas that comes in here, the liquid should be about 140. It's still 94, the gas in there. So if it becomes too big of an issue, I'll just repeat this process and try and cool it a third time. But there you go, I'm at 25. I still got 3.18 liters left. May have to slow this process down. I'm getting too much liquid. This holds 20, but it all evaporates and it sits in here. This is the pipe that I'm most concerned about. I have to look up what the max pressure of this is, because it says when you highlight it, when it's growing, it's dangerously high. But well, that worked excellent. So this system might need to tweak it a little bit, but that's awesome. 3 days, it's gone down. It was 360 when I started 3 days ago. So 340 C in 3 days, this system has lowered that gas. Now, I have a ton more of incredibly hot gas that I can add to that if I need to and keep working the process. Anyway, I was talking about this. I got tired of worrying about power, so I set up a couple graphs. I have power of production. Right now I'm at 100%, so I'm only going to show power of production at what I'm using, or a little bit more than what I'm using, because it doesn't, these things don't read anything over what goes through them. So does that make sense? The batteries can only take 423 kilowatts, so that's why that's saying I can only do 445 because I'm fully charged. But I did add 11 solar panels. My power issues are not a problem at all right now, and as you can see, the temperature did go down in here. But I'm really disappointed in that. Oh, storm, that figures. I don't think I've done a video where there hasn't been a storm. At least it did it during the day, because the temperature during storms is only 460. But if it goes into night, then I'm going to lose my cooling gas. Okay, so an abbreviated video because of a Microsoft stupidity, why it disabled my microphone, thinking it's unsafe or something. Stop messing with my computer. I do have enough food to live by. I got 16 potatoes. I haven't kneaded it yet. I figure I'll eat all this. I probably should save some of that, I guess. Maybe I'll set up my microwave. Where the heck am I going to put my microwave? I'll move my sign. Put my microwave and stuff there so I can cook some potatoes and start eating them. But there you go. My other video was probably 40 minutes. This is probably going to be 20 because a mic issue. I guess I'll have to check my mic from now on. But I should show you the outside, but all it is, this pipe goes out and lays down and there's a active vent plugged in. And this pipe goes out and lays down and it's the passive vent that's plugged in. So the main guts of it is in here. Probably a better, well, I could eliminate 2 of those pipes, 3 of those pipes, but you know, I'm surprised it worked as well as it did. Because I could easily release that air right now and I would have no problem. Perfect. Alright. This is maybe Old Salt Gamer. Sorry about the abbreviated video. Technical difficulties thanks to Microsoft. So, you have a good day. Subscribe and like, and we'll see you tomorrow.